Ideals like peace, freedom, and justice, they get packed up, but we can all go home. Well, I'm not going home. I'm gonna get on my boat, and I'm going upriver, and I'm going to kick that son of a bitch bison's ass so hard that the next bison wannabe is gonna feel it. Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Welcome to the Rated G for Gamers podcast, episode 303. Before we start the show, we want to thank all of our wonderful fans who have supported us. And if you want to show support for the Rated G network, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/Rated for Gamers. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Rated G for Gamers. And finally, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. We appreciate all the love. I'm your host, Dave Rotino, and this is my co-host, Dan. We've been away for a couple weeks. Robinson.
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling better, thank you. Had a bit of a family emergency I had to take care of, so it was kind of last minute, and that's why one of the reasons why we've been out for a little bit. Yeah. But, look. Family's important, right? Anybody who watches Fast and the Furious knows family is everything, all right? So,
do it for my family.
That's right. That's my family. Exactly. I had some stuff to take care of. Came back and was with the family for a little bit. Everything is good. Everything's good. So we're okay. I know you had a little bit of of an issue too, right?
Well, when you came back, then I had an issue because it's no secret. I talked about it on the show. Like I got infected with the zombie apocalypse. Right? I had the virus. Didn't turn into a zombie, thank God. Right? But it did leave a lasting impression on me because I didn't feel 100%, and I went to the doctor and I had like a post virus sinus infection. Which is crazy. So I'm still going through it right now, but I'm starting to sound better, feel better. I have my Spider-Man mug.
Nice.
Usually I would say you don't know what's in this mug. But it's tea. It really is tea.
There you go. Tea with honey, a little bit of lemon.
Can't have lemon because I'm on antibiotics.
Oh, shoot. Right. The citrus, no good. Okay.
The acid.
Right.
Really, anything that's acidy. So can't have that. But yeah, we're back. We're back. We're better than ever, right? Ready to get into it.
Right.
Well,
right.
I will say this, though. One of the most interesting things while we've been on a hiatus for the last, 2-3 weeks was I saw this thing about Elon Musk and his brain chip company ready to launch human trials. I want to say, one, I didn't know he had a brain chip company. Didn't know there were brain chip companies. But this is the future of gaming, okay? We played on a TV. VR is coming, right? And now we're just going to be able to play in our heads.
I know how this story goes. There was a movie in the early 2000s called Existence by David Cronenberg, and it was this. It hooked up to your spine, but it was essentially the same thing. You would get a body modification called a bioport, and you'd hook up like a big ass N64 style connector to your spine, and you'd put a helmet on, and you would be in this virtual game world. And not a great movie. Some people love it. They think it's a cult classic. I think it's a terrible movie, but it was very interesting. And it was that. It was body modification, put you in this virtual world. And the whole thing was like, is it real? Is it not real? Maybe it's a simulation. Maybe it's not. This weird Matrixy stuff. But it
seems total recall-y.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
A little bit. Is it are you in a simulation or not? I don't trust this whatsoever. Say what you want about Elon Musk, but at least with his Tesla cars, he is prone to shutting off features in the cars because he can do that because they're new technology. So if you have a feature that you like in the car and he says, well, you know what, we're not going to support that anymore. We're going to turn that off for all models, before whatever. You just lose that feature because he can do that to the car. So I don't want my brain chip controlled by Elon Musk and say, well, you know what? Now you can't play virtual Call of Duty anymore, or we're gonna get rid of your eyesight because you haven't paid for the subscription fee.
No, he's gonna start delisting games.
Haha.
And it's like, oh, nope. You know what? Nope. They didn't pay. Like on TV, right? You turn to a channel and it's all blank and it's like due to licensing issues, right? Like
right.
Right. Right.
Please call Cablevision to get back this channel. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have Microsoft and Elon Musk is gonna have an argument and they're gonna like delist Halo.
Oh
Please call Microsoft to get back this game.
Instead of the all digital future, it's gonna be the all Elon future, and it's just gonna be like he's just gonna be flipping switches.
It's gonna be competing brain chip companies. Come on.
Yeah. So, like, I'm cool with cybernetics and, like, making your body, like, into something that can last longer, like, what is it, transhumanism or whatever they call it. I'm cool with all that, but you got to have the right people behind the wheel, is all I'm saying. And Elon Musk is not that dude. He's a weird fella. I don't know.
Bro, we still don't have hover cars. I mean, hoverboards. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, have hoverboards.
Technically, there was that, like, Mercedes-Benz or BMW thing where, like, they kind of did it on a ramp.
Still wasn't a real hoverboard.
No, it was. Well, it was technically. I mean, it didn't work everywhere, but it kind of worked.
And I was actually watching. The Discovery Channel, right? Mm-hmm. And they were talking about launching, launching in the space because they were talking about the space station.
Oh yeah,
they want to crash the space station into the ocean like in 2030 or something like that.
Really?
Right? Yeah, they're shutting it down. They're shutting the space station down.
Oh shoot!
I forgot why. Mm-hmm. And they said that we're still using to shoot people into space 50-year-old technology.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Hey, if it ain't broke, if it ain't broke,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yep. Like, you want to go into space? Yeah, this is something that we built back in the 1970s, 60s. Mm-hmm. This is we're going to shoot you into space. It's something that technology from the 60s and 70s. That's crazy to me. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, look at like the subway too, right? You look at the New York City subway system. It's tech from pre-World War II. It's even older.
Oh,
yeah,
it
drives people, 30, 40 miles per hour down these death tunnels.
That's right.
But, wow. Well, I have to say, the Elon Musk future brain chip thing scares me. But I'll tell you what doesn't scare me, Dan. I've been watching some good media. I'm watching Succession on HBO Max, and it is fantastic. Highly recommend it. It is all about corporate America and about this one family, the Roy family, who's got this media empire, or I guess more than just media. They got everything. They own parks. They own news networks. They own newspapers. They have oil companies or whatever. Crazy show. Highly recommend it. And also based on everyone's recommendations, started watching Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is amazing. Mm-hmm. Peacemaker is amazing. I've been watching that too. It's awesome. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical at first. Sure. I was like, John Cena. I mean, listen, I like John Cena. Mm-hmm. I don't love John Cena.
Okay.
Right. And I saw Suicide Squad. Well, Suicide Squad. Right. And I thought he was good. Thought he was good. I didn't think he was great in that. But I had to get used to that character because that character is just like out brash, right? Like he don't care about like being politically correct at all.
No,
and it makes sense.
Firmly in the 80s.
It makes sense because his father is a complete racist.
Yeah.
right? So,
Which is crazy. I didn't realize that turn was going to happen. I don't know if they showed that in the movie at all, but they showed that in the TV show pretty early.
They didn't show that. They didn't show it in the movie.
Okay.
But I think it was in the comics, right? Like complete racist. And Peacemaker is like, he comes off as he could be a little bit racist and misogynistic and all that stuff, right? But he kind of has a good heart.
Yeah.
He comes off wrong. He just comes off wrong, right? He just doesn't know what to say. It is like that internal conflict that you can see in him. Right, like that was wrong. I said something wrong. Right, I didn't mean it that way. Like, relax.
Yeah, it's definitely a show that knows. It knows itself. Is that the right word? Like it knows what it's doing. Yeah,
it knows what it's doing. But that's a great show. I would recommend it too. Put that on your watch list.
And that intro, never skip the intro.
I always skip the intro.
Oh my God, dude. It's fantastic. I don't want to ruin it for anybody. People have probably seen it already, but my God. That's the best intro to any TV show ever. I'm sorry.
It's a great intro. It is a great intro, but I do skip it. I got tired of it after a while.
Oh my God.
I waited till there were like 7 episodes up.
Yeah, and then you did them all in a row.
And I was just binging. Right. Yeah, so I'm one episode behind right now.
Okay.
I'll watch that later, tomorrow at some point or before the Super Bowl.
Yeah, good deal.
Okay.
Good deal.
All right, let's get this show back on the rails. We have an awesome show this week. Okay. We're gonna talk about Sony buying Bungie for $3.6 billion. Right? $1 billion. Mind blown. Came out of nowhere. And we're also going to talk about Nintendo's February Direct.
Ooh.
But before we get into any of that, let's begin the show with notable games coming out this month because we missed it. we missed the show.
Got to do it.
So some of these games are already out, but I definitely want to talk about it. Okay?
Yeah.
And as always, all game release dates are from Game Informer. Okay, so if you have an issue, if I missed a prominent game, you can blame them, not me. Let's start with Dying Light 2: Stay Human. That came out February 4th, right? For PlayStation 5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC. Not Stadia.
Well,
still weird. Let's think about for Stadia. So I didn't buy it. I kind of want to buy it. I saw some playthroughs. The first game I thought was okay, right? Like I liked the first game. I thought it was like sort of a hidden gem of last generation.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of on the fence. If I want to buy this. Like,
okay.
I just don't want to pay full $60. I think I want to wait till it comes on discount because I don't know how much I'll play of it.
Well, it's zombie survival, right? Single player zombie survival. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess you kind of got to be in the mood for that. We've had zombies have had their time in the light.
They're still in the light. I mean, come on. There's so many different Walking Dead spinoffs.
I mean, I know, which is weird. It kind of like comes and goes in waves. And I guess we're still in that kind of zombie thing. Every now and again, you'll see a new zombie game pop up. So, yeah.
Okay. So, Sifu. Sifu came out February 8th, right? For PS5, PS4, PC. I'm definitely getting this game. However, if you're a collector, wait till May when the actual physical edition comes out, which is still weird that they couldn't just delay this until May, if that's the case. Like, why come out now with the digital edition and then come out in May with the physical?
Well, yeah. For some reason, I thought this was also on Xbox, but I guess not.
No, it was a PlayStation console exclusive, at least for now. It may come out later.
Yeah, this is the game where I think every time you die, you get older, is kind of the thing.
Yes, but you get more experience, but your sort of life bar goes down, right?
Right.
And when you get into your 70s or 80s, you just die.
Yep. It's just like real life, right? You gain knowledge and experience over the course of your life, but then you also deteriorate.
Yeah. So the interesting part of this is, if you die a couple of times on this stage, right, and then you go to the next stage, you start the next stage at that advanced age. So now it's do you restart it? Do you learn the patterns and restart the level at a younger age to try to beat it, right? So you could be at a younger age when you start the next level. So that's kind of interesting. But when you die, I think when you die, or like you finally die, you lose all your knowledge and all your skills.
Right.
So
it all goes
that's
away.
interesting. Yeah. So I definitely want to pick that up, but I'm going to pick that up in May.
Right.
When the physical edition comes out.
Right.
A game that I'm definitely picking up, King of Fighters 15.
Yeah, you've been hype on this game for a while. I didn't know you were a KOF fan.
I'm a KOF fan. February 17th, coming out for PS5, PS4, Xbox Series. I'm looking forward to this game. I love the King of Fighters. I have almost all the King of Fighters.
Right.
Right. I really do love it. It's not better than Street Fighter, but I do have a place in my heart for King of Fighters.
Sure. It's crazy.
A game I'm also going to get coming out the next day, February 18th, is Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, nope.
PS4,
Nope.
PS5.
Nope.
I'm definitely picking it up. I'm picking it up. I'm picking it up.
I mean, you had a good time with the first one, right?
I did, and I tried to get into it. I wasn't really into it. I was into the story. I just wasn't into the gameplay. I wasn't into just, what to do in this game. Hopefully this game doesn't start off as slow as the first game, right?
First game was really slow, yeah. So
I
wasn't even into the story in the first one, to be honest. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, look, AAA game, it looked beautiful. They put a lot of work into it. I know a lot of people loved it, but I just couldn't get into it.
I'm not gonna say I love the story. It wasn't an Uncharted. It wasn't a Halo. Wasn't any of that. But I liked the story. I thought it was interesting premise, right?
Yeah.
So I actually binge watched all the cutscenes, so I could get caught up with the story and why there's robot dinosaurs and what the hell happened. So I know exactly what happened. I know who Aloy really is, and I'm caught up and I'm ready to play. I'm ready to give it the good college try, Horizon Forbidden West. I'm ready to do it on the PS5. So another game I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to do it. And that's Elden Ring.
Oh,
coming out for all platforms, February 25th. The reason why I say that,
Souls-like game, yeah.
The reason why I say that, because FromSoft said that they're going to make the game a little bit less stressful. Okay,
this is good.
On the record, they're going to make it a little bit less stressful, right? So they're going to sort of pattern out. So they're not going to make it easy, but they're going to make it a little bit less challenging.
Sure, and more accessible, I guess. Yeah,
I hope so. Because I want to try it. I want to be excited. I want to be excited for this game. Everybody's excited for this game. It's the most anticipated game of this year so far.
You should be excited. You should be excited.
And I shouldn't be excited. I don't care. Lastly, coming out the same day, February 25th, is Grid Legends, coming out for all platforms except for Stadia and Switch. I'm just going to say that from now on. I'm just going to say
all platforms except
for Stadia and Switch.
I think that really covers it, right? That's last gen PlayStation and Xbox consoles, current gen PlayStation, Xbox consoles, and PC. Yeah. This looking at this list, and I know this isn't all the games coming out in totality. Not a single game here, and these are like we sift out everything else and we put the top games or the most exciting games or whatever.
Most notable games to us.
Right. None of these games are coming out on Stadia.
That's true.
Granted, they're also not coming out on the Switch, but it's notable that it's not coming out on Stadia. And yeah, that's just like, that's kind of crazy because there was a note. There's some stuff we're going to talk about a little later in the show.
We'll talk about Stadia a little bit later in the show, but to be fair, Dying Light 2, I think, is coming to the Switch streaming at some point. Okay. Later in this year. Sifu may, right now I think it's a console launch exclusive, right? So they have a little bit of exclusivity. Maybe it'll come out, for the Switch and Xbox later on, right? And I could see this. This is definitely a Switch game. Sifu could be a Switch game. Right?
Oh, 100%.
It can run on the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that coming out on the Switch. King of Fighters, I can see maybe later on coming out on the Switch with like DLC or something like that, right? Because if Mortal Kombat can go on the Switch, King of Fighters can go on the Switch.
Right, you can make a pared down version, sure.
Right, and Grid Legends, there's no excuse why it's not on the Switch. So I'll be honest about that.
Yep.
But those are the most notable games coming out this month. I want to switch focus and talk about So we talked about we talked about Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, I thought it was fantastic. We both thought it was fantastic.
Yep.
All right.
Spider-Man No Way Home?
No Way Home.
No Way Home, yeah.
Tom Holland's playing Nathan Drake. That movie's coming out this month. I don't know. It's not going to get me to go to the movies to see it, but if it's on any streaming platform or if I could buy it, I will buy it. I'll spend the $20. I will.
Wow. Now, wait a minute. You're not going to go see a movie based on your favorite video game franchise of all time? You're not going to spend the $15 to $20 to go to the theater to see it, Dan?
I don't.
He's speechless, folks. He's speechless.
I don't think it's good enough for me to go to the movies.
Why would you even say that? Why wouldn't you say, I hope it's going to be good, I'm going to see it in the theater? I mean, I've done that with lesser franchises, Dan.
Well, okay. If we weren't still kind of coming out of the zombie apocalypse and I didn't get bit by a zombie, yes.
Okay.
But now I'm being a little bit more cautious.
All right, fair enough. That I understand.
Spider-Man is big enough for me to go to the movie. Endgame is big enough for me to go to the movies. Jurassic Park Dominion is big enough for me to go to the movies.
Jurassic World Dominion, yeah.
Jurassic World, yes. Uncharted,
okay.
I can buy it. I can buy it. I'm still spending money. They're getting my money.
No. I get that, and that's great. You want to support the things that you like and all that. But okay. I just thought you'd go to the theater for it. All right.
But it looks like Tom Holland wants to do another video game franchise from Sony, since he's I think he has a contract with Sony, right?
Yeah.
He wants to bring out a Jak and Daxter movie.
And
How would that be possible? I don't know. I can see an animated movie.
He wants to play Daxter or Jak? Does he want to be the marsupial or the human, the elvish human?
I think he could be the marsupial because he's so small.
They can easily do it. CG is a thing, Dan. Easy.
If he wants to voice Jak or Daxter in the animated movie, I'm all for it. I don't want a Jak and Daxter movie. No.
You don't think like a realistic, movie. Like a little more gritty, like the later entries in the series, they could kind of do something?
No.
Wow.
No, not a live action movie. This is the mistakes of the early 90s. Okay, when he tried to bring movies like these type of movies to the live action, it's just terrible. No.
Well,
no.
I think I think you're referencing the Super Mario Brothers movie among others, but
Double Dragon
2. Well, I think the tone is the problem, right? It didn't know what it wanted to do. It kind of took a dump on the source material to a degree, and it was just bad all around.
Okay, I'll be honest. I think just because they're sort of animated, like that's like saying, hey, let's make a live action Shrek.
Well,
right?
I mean,
with these
characters,
yeah, I can't. Yeah. Do it. I can't see it.
Well, all right. Counterpoint: the Pokemon movie, right? I
didn't see it. So I can't
oh my God, you got to see it.
I can't.
You got to see it. It's fantastic. That's how they did it, and they got Ryan Reynolds to voice Pikachu, and they made it work.
Yeah, okay, but
they made it work.
True, but the Pokemon, I can't see the main character because they had an actual human next to Pikachu, right?
Yeah,
Jak and Daxter. I mean,
he's really just got elven ears. He's just got elvish ears and like a weird haircut.
I can't see it.
Okay,
can't see it.
All right.
Some things don't need to be a movie.
Listen, if you get like James Gunn on this, he will make a fantastic thing with the best damn intro to the movie that you've ever seen in your entire life. He'd make it happen.
All right. Well, speaking, we talked about Suicide Squad, right?
Right.
Earlier.
Right.
Suicide Squad, the game, Kill the Justice League, has been delayed into 2023, which makes sense, right? Because Batman Gotham Knights is coming out this year. They reaffirmed that it is coming out this year. So why would you have two big kind of multiplayer games come out in the same year to compete with each other?
Right. Coming from the same kind of DC universe, with a similar style gameplay. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
You don't want to compete with yourself, you know. I'm still pretty hyped for it, even though we haven't seen much since that trailer. I think at E3 time, I forget which conference it was at, but it looked great. You get to play as all the villains, you know, and you get to beat up Superman.
The last one we saw was I think that like it was DC All Access or something like that, right? Over the summer.
Oh, yeah. Around that time, yeah.
When we had the Flash, they showed the Flash and stuff. Right?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but you know, I think you're right. I think it's gonna probably needed more time in the hopper, and they didn't want to compete with the other DC franchise.
All right. I found this out. This was interesting. I didn't believe it, to be honest, at first. Animal Crossing New Horizon is Japan's best-selling game of all time.
Wow.
Like, think about that. It's the best-selling game. It beat Pokemon, any Pokemon game, any other Nintendo franchise, Mario, right?
Mario Kart, Super Mario Kart, yeah.
Right? Sony, right? Any Sony game, right? Like any Persona game, any RPG. Like that's
Dragon
crazy.
Warrior or Dragon Quest.
Warrior, yeah.
Final Fantasy, yeah. It beat Wii Sports, right?
It beat Wii Sports.
People
That's
forget,
crazy.
but you have to count the sales of Wii Sports, and that's every Nintendo Wii that sold, and the Nintendo Wii sold like gangbusters, came with Wii Sports. So that's why that's so high on the list. But
that's
crazy. But I mean, it makes sense. I think it came out at the right time. Everybody needed something to connect with people that wasn't going out face to face because of the zombies, you know. And this was that game, you know. You can live in a virtual world and do anything with your friends on this isolated island that's, you know, away from like everything else. So
okay.
Yeah.
So Dave,
crazy.
As we always try to start the show but epically fail. What have you been playing?
Oh. Getting in on my old boy Halo Infinite, man. Me and Master Chief making it happen. I am now level 100. I have completed the first battle pass, so I'm good. I completed the Cyberpunk event, Cyber something or other, Cyber Shadow event. Almost done with the Tenrai event. I got most of the equipment there, so it's good. They actually just put a patch out which fixed some of the connection issues for big team battle, like the big 12v12, which is awesome, and some other bug fixes. So they're getting there. You know, this is an ongoing service, so they're not going to be like dropping the ball anytime soon. There's going to be more and more updates coming, more and more game modes coming. We're going to get Forge eventually, which is going to be great. People can create their own stuff. We're going to get King of the Hill back. It's going to be good. And then eventually we'll get more single player content because you know they're going to be putting more and more stuff out for it.
I hope they're working on it. I heard their player count, is drastically decreasing. So it's just not a lot of stuff to do.
It has dropped a little bit. The progression still needs more work, and they need more stuff. Not that should be the main driver. You should want to play because you want to play, and not because you want to get a new hat. But I get it, you know, like what's the reason to come back day after day? And the weekly prizes for doing all the weekly challenges are kind of weak. You basically get a little JPEG. You get a banner for your name, right? It's a nameplate, usually week after week, and that's a little weak. That's not really going to keep me coming back to do all 15 challenges and the bonus challenge just to get like a new graphic on the startup screen. So yeah, okay. But they'll get there. So, how about you? What have you been playing?
I don't remember if I said this on the show. Maybe. I'm getting old. I'm an old man gamer now.
I know.
Okay. An old man gamer. But I beat Samurai Jack Battle Through Time on the Switch.
You're an OMG. You're an old man gamer.
There we go. We're gonna get the shirt. We're gonna get the shirts.
Right?
OMG.
There you go. You beat Samurai Jack. Awesome.
I beat Samurai Jack when I got it on a Switch from Limited Run.
Is this the remaster remake, or is it a new game?
Thought it was a new game. To be honest.
Okay.
I didn't think this was a remaster.
Okay.
It's a really good game. I'm not gonna say it's fantastic. I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's a really good game.
Okay.
I love my hack and slash beat 'em ups, right? And Samurai Jack definitely fits that mold with the interesting set pieces and the story. I'll be honest, I forgot about the story of Samurai Jack. I watched it, 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's old, like right around when Adult Swim was coming out, right? Cartoon Network was kicking off. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I forgot the story, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I really like the game. I want to get the other Samurai Jack game that came out, or like it was like the PS2, Xbox, or the GameCube.
Yep.
Hard to get that. The game's not cheap at all. I'm not saying it's super expensive. It's a $100, $100, less than $100, around that price range for a complete, no scratches and manual, right? So I definitely want to get that, but I want to get it for the GameCube if I can.
Okay.
So I've been playing a lot of Nintendo Switch Online, right? I've been playing Prehistoric Man that came out on the NES.
Wow. Okay.
Definitely a platformer. Interesting platformer. Where you got to sort of, on certain levels, you got to collect a certain amount of gems so you can progress, right? Interesting thing is not just side by side. You have to go back. You have to go back and find certain things that you probably missed. And just like Sonic, Sonic, you can go through levels. They have like a top level, mid level, and a bottom level. Right?
Oh, cool.
Right. So Prehistoric, they have that same style of concept, because especially when you're trying to find those gems till you can get through the next, you get through the level, get to the finish line, right? You got to go back, and it's like, oh man, I missed this. I can go down. I can go up. Been playing
on the Nintendo, huh? That's neat.
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. Okay, gotcha.
I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie.
Is it good, the experience?
Yeah, I have no problem with it. Like,
okay.
I don't have an issue with it. I don't think that frame rate lag is that noticeable, right? It's not a fighting game.
No.
It's not. Again, it's not. If I was playing Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, then yes, it definitely would be noticeable. It's a little bit more noticeable in Mario Kart, because that's a racing game, right? But something like this, like a platformer, like 3D platformer, I don't think it's as noticeable or interferes in what I'm trying to in my gameplay. So no issues with that. But I'm going to surprise you. I've been playing the original Yakuza game on my PS2, my PS2 Slim, on my computer monitor. It is, ever since I beat Judgment and Lost Judgment. Right. I wanted to see the origins. Now I'm kind of like into it. Like I want more. I want to know where it came from. So I'm playing the original Yakuza game. Not gonna lie, the load times are brutal.
Oh, I bet.
Because it's brutal.
It's PS2 era, right? PS2, Xbox
PS2 era.
Yep.
If I would have played this game when it came out on the PS2, I would have been, my mind would have been blown. I'd be like, this is amazing, right? Like, this is awesome. My only issue is the same issue I had with Judgment and Lost Judgment, or I should say Lost Judgment and then Judgment, because I played it backwards. Is when you're going in the map and you're going around the street, people just keep coming up to you because they want to fight, and you can never get to where you got to go without like 4 fights, right? That deplete your inventory, because you keep trying to use your inventory to keep power. Now I got to make money. I can go to the store so I can refill my inventory, even though you have a limited inventory in this system. You can only carry 9 items at a time. Sure. Which is so weird playing, modern games.
Right.
Back then you really had to watch your inventory. And I played it hard. I played it the way I always play it. I didn't upgrade. I went as far as I could go without upgrading. Right. And as soon as I saw, like, because Yakuza games I guess Yakuza like games, when you get into like a boss battle, right? You get a boss, and then you get like 50 minions around you. And as soon as that happened, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have.
Here we go.
I almost beat it.
Yeah, okay.
That close, and they kicked my ass. and I had to go back and I said, all right, let's upgrade. And as soon as I upgrade,
Oh yeah,
the
of course.
the battle was easy.
See?
Yeah, I wiped the floor with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I played. So that's how I do. Listen, you play things on.
That's true. That's
balls
true.
Hard.
I do. I like the challenge.
I don't upgrade until I have to.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then you're like, how on earth did you even make it that far?
It's true. Yeah. You're making it intentionally harder on yourself. So we're kind of achieving the same goals, just in kind of different ways. All right, which I think is kind of interesting.
But that's the map is significantly smaller. You do run around. They do make you go all the way over here for something, and go all the way over here for something, and then back all the way down here.
I feel like there's a lot of padding to this game. Like the random battle stuff and the kind of fetch questy stuff, but that's pretty par for the time.
I will say it's hard, like in Lost Judgment and Judgment, right? You can see them coming and you could just run away.
Sure.
Like,
Sure.
You can just run away if you don't want to hit a random. Sometimes you can't because they surround you, and it's like as soon as someone touches you or gets in your face, it starts, right? But for the most part, you can get away from them, and in Judgment, you could just run. In Lost Judgment, you can see them on the map. So I like that. That improvement to the game. Just gameplay. They could see them on the map, so you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait till they move, and then I'm gonna go. In Yakuza, the original Yakuza game, if they run at you from the front,
you're done.
They just come out. They just come out of nowhere. They just come running at you. There's no getting away from them. Like they're gonna. Let's fight for no reason, right? But if they're behind you, you can run.
Okay.
And as soon as you hit a load screen to get to the next part of the map, they're gone.
There you go. Right. They have to deload them from the memory to make way for all the new textures. They're like, well, these guys can't exist anymore.
Yeah. So that's awesome. The story is still kind of crazy.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna. I don't want to talk. That. Yeah. I kind of like this game. And I'm going to keep playing it, and maybe I'll play it for a Saturday morning retro show where I talk even more about it. All right, Yakuza. I think I'm a fan. I think I'm in. I'm going to play the other Yakuza games.
Okay.
All right. With that said, why don't we take a break? When we come back, we get into the top gaming news of the last month.
Yep.
And we're back. All right, let's get into the top gaming news of the last 3-4 weeks, last month.
Yep.
Since we've been going. We have to start. This is huge news. The biggest news that came out in the last month. Sony has sold 17.3 million PS5 units, outselling the Wii U.
There it is, folks. He did it. He just had to squeeze that fact in that the PS5 has outsold the Wii U.
In its first year. That's impressive. 17 million units.
All right. So I'm gonna. Look,
you didn't know I was gonna do that. You didn't know.
I didn't know you were gonna do that. I knew that was in the news. Okay, look. The Wii U, not a terribly successful console for whatever it is. Underrated. Me and Dan both agree. It's a very underrated console. There's some good games on there for sure. Mostly Nintendo stuff. But I'm not gonna poo-poo this for Sony, because even during a pandemic, they were able to, even during the chip shortage, they were able to produce enough units. Obviously, they're going to sell because demand is high, but they were able to produce enough units to beat out the total lifetime sales, right, of the Wii U.
Yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. But that's not really the biggest news. What's really the biggest news?
It's still about Sony, though. It's still connected to Sony.
Of course.
So the last episode that we talked about Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard for $70-something billion, biggest number and biggest acquisition in video game history, and nothing's probably going to beat that unless Apple swoops in and buys everybody, because they probably can.
Yeah.
Sony has bought Bungie for $3.6 billion.
There you go.
Right? That's crazy. Right? So, I mean, think about it. Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for 68.7 billion.
Right.
Take
Rounded up
Two.
to 69. Yeah.
Take Two. Man, look at you. Look at
I'm just saying 69's it's a very nice number. That's all.
yeah. Let's not round it. Let's not add.
No, I'm not.
0.2
No.
billion.
I'm not trying to say Microsoft's got big coffers. It's just a nice number. That's all. It's a nice number.
You know what else is a nice number? Take Two buying Zynga for 12.7 billion. Oh, should we just say should we say 13 billion?
No, 13's not a meme number. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I'm just saying 13.
But yeah, we can round up to 13 to make it even. 13
13 billion.
Yeah. Sure.
So the reason why they did this is because Sony really wants to get into live action games, right? And they're not buying Bungie for Destiny per se. They're buying Bungie for the talent, right? They have the talent for the most part, they have the talent.
Yeah, 100%. They are a very talented team. Bungie's tight. Destiny 2, fantastic games. I mean, they're going to make a Destiny 3. They're going to still put more content out for Destiny 2 for sure, but
and they're staying independent and making multi-platform games.
Right.
So, Destiny is not leaving Xbox, right?
Well, I think it's also wild that Activision Blizzard let Bungie go and they let Destiny go, because they made Destiny while under the Activision Blizzard umbrella. You would figure their contracts and whatever else they put together would say, we own the IP, but you're free to go. Well, right? Well, that didn't happen.
You know what? That's an interesting point. But let's look at Bungie's history, right? Bungie this is the second time Bungie has been bought, right? Microsoft acquired them in June of 2000, right? And then
for the Halo,
Bungie would remain independent, right? They would regain its independence after the launch of Halo 3 in October of 2007. Yep. So they lost the IP Halo, but they were able to leave and do something else, right? So they probably learned that from the time being, acquired by Microsoft. So when they, made a deal with Activision Blizzard, it was the IP is Bungie's IP, not Activision Blizzard's IP.
Shrewdest move they could have ever done. Probably one of the best business moves. I would love to see how that went down in the boardroom.
Sony,
amazing.
So I imagine what their deal with Sony is, right? So let's say 2022, right? So let's say 10 years.
It is
2000. Let's say 8 years, 2030, right? They're gonna go. They're gonna leave Sony, right? Somehow they have a loophole to get out of being acquired by Sony, and then Nintendo is gonna acquire them to do some live action Metroid games.
just to go and bring it full circle.
Full circle, right? So Sony's planning to release 10 live service games by 2026, right? So I don't know if that counts Destiny, right? Or Destiny 3, right? Are they going to use some other IP? I mean, I would love for Resistance, maybe Bungie can bring back Resistance and they can make that into sort of like a live service game. So my only apprehension with that would be they want to make games multi-platform, and Resistance is a Sony IP that's exclusive to Sony. Product. So would they make that a multiplayer game? A
multi-platform game?
Platform game,
no.
Right?
Resistance? No way. Yeah. I don't. It's always been on PlayStation. Right? Why would you do that? Why would you take like Killzone and make that? That's another property they could totally work on. I hope they would make a new Killzone game too. I don't see. I mean, Sony's saying they're independent, but or at least the story goes that they're still going to be independent. But Sony at the end of the day has say on hey, look, we want you to work on this thing. I guess maybe Bungie has right of first refusal to say, well, we want to work on something else and not this game, right? Maybe there's boardroom talks and all that, but Sony's going to make the stipulation that, we want you to work on this game, but it's going to be PlayStation exclusive, right?
So maybe they say, Destiny can stay multi-platform, and anything you come up with can stay multi-platform with obviously Sony exclusive content, right? Just like I think Call of Duty, Call of Duty will have. Well, it's funny because Call of Duty is owned by Microsoft as of next year, not right now, and they will still come to Sony platforms for the next 3 years. That's contractually obligated,
right?
And have Sony exclusive marketing and probably content. But
because that's also contractually obligated.
But it's owned by Microsoft. That's just wild. But when that's over, I still think Call of Duty will come out on PlayStation platforms, right? And maybe Nintendo platforms, because there's talk about bringing Call of Duty to the Switch.
Sure.
Right? First Call of Duty since the Wii U.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that go. I've seen all that stuff go both ways, or I've seen arguments on both sides to keep it console specific and to not keep it console specific. There's benefits to both.
$70 billion. They want to make that money back. They want to make that investment.
Right.
It's the best selling game every year, Call of Duty, and it's not because it's on one platform.
I mean, I still think at the end of the day that Microsoft wants to move away from the actual consoles and make their Games Pass and their xCloud the thing. So they're just buying up all of the content, and they're going to become the Netflix of video gaming, right? Or what Netflix was maybe 10 years ago. They were the game in town. They were competitors, but nobody could hold a candle to what Netflix had. They had everything. You just go to Netflix, and there it was. And I think Microsoft wants to be that. So eventually, I think they're going to broker a deal to say, hey, Sony, let's make a Game Pass app for your console, and then your fans can play all the stuff that we own. And there it is.
Well, Microsoft, there's talks that Microsoft wants to have a universal store that can go anywhere, right? So we're talking in the future.
Sure.
Sure. So, all right. Sony buying Bungie, not a reaction to Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. They've actually been in talks since the summer. Apparently, according to reports. So this is something that's been, the last 6, 7, 8 months, they've been in negotiations. And it's all because Sony wants to really, they have, it's funny if you think about it. So Sony has the single player experience down pat right now, right? Sure. They want, what's their one weakness, right? What's their major weakness? Their hole in the portfolio, live service, right? There's no
multiplayer, no good multiplayer, and no good live service multiplayer. Yeah. That's like specific to their console. Yeah.
And then Microsoft is the opposite, right? Like they didn't have any real single player experiences, and then they go out and buy Bethesda. They go out and buy
the single player company. Yep.
Yeah. So it's they're gearing up. They're gearing up, and I kind of like it. Now, Jeff Keighley has reported, and to be fair, I've heard this on IGN podcast as well. But no one, obviously no one can say anything specific. Right. But everybody's saying that there are more major gaming deals in the final stages of negotiation that will come down the pipeline in the next few months.
Oh, that is not surprising, right? I would not be surprised if anybody gets bought up by the big three, right? So maybe a little bit surprised by Nintendo, but Sony and Microsoft are totally grabbing for more stuff. And there's companies out there that could totally get grabbed. Yeah.
So what? So this is this twofold question. Who would you want Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo to buy? And then who do you think is realistic for Sony or Microsoft and Nintendo to buy?
Oh.
So wish list, and sort of a realistic list.
Okay.
You can pick one, 2, or all 3. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, there's definitely some companies in play. Sega, Capcom, Ubisoft are in play. Maybe even
Ubisoft is in play. I'll be honest, I don't think Ubisoft is in play.
if Bethesda can be in play, Ubisoft is in play. Because I think
private company, Ubisoft, openly traded company, just got
who was
over,
Activision Blizzard was an openly traded company, and they got bought, and they were bigger than they're like bigger than both those companies.
I think they got bought. I think they got bought for specific reasons.
I mean,
the issues.
They had some internal company issues, and
major issues.
I'm sure that. But I mean, also those talks, they happen way ahead of time, right? This Sony Bungie thing has been in the works for a while, but okay. I mean, maybe not. I feel like I mean, there'd be some navigating of the waters and all that, but I 100% think that Ubisoft can and will be bought within the next couple of years. And I think
by Tencent probably.
Tencent could. I don't think anyone's going to be buying Tencent. Tencent's huge. Yeah.
Tencent is already an investor with Ubisoft anyway. I think they're like they own like 20% or 15%.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Yeah. Let's see. I think Microsoft should buy.
All right. Why?
Well, you go first.
Why you think?
Because you got some chambered. Yeah.
I want, and I think this is realistic too. I think this could be realistic. And I think it could be realistic. Sony to buy Konami. I don't think just the gaming division. I don't want just the gaming division. Because I don't know if Konami is willing to let that go, because they use the IPs that they own in their other businesses, like pachinko machines, right?
Sure.
So they don't want to give that up. So I think Sony would have to buy Konami flat out and own the hotels and the gyms and all the pachinko machines, all the stuff that they own. And they can Sony theme it. Okay, they can theme it in the Sony way, and I think that would benefit Sony, because they've reports are in the last 3 years they've shifted focus to focus more on away from Japan, right, and focus more on the U.S. and Europe,
right,
mostly the U.S.
right.
So that's why we've been getting most of the stock of the PS5. Been getting the PS5 in Japan. It's still really, really hard. It's harder than it is for us. At least we have a chance to get it over there. It's like really hard.
That's
limited stock. So I think if they did that, they could sort of Nintendo has a strong. Nintendo is number one in Japan, right? Mm-hmm. There's no more. I don't think as of right now, there's no more internal struggles. Sony, Nintendo. I think it's really Nintendo, and I think this could help Sony. Right, sort of brand. We're talking brand recognition, right? Keep Sony. You go to your favorite gym. You're going to your favorite. I don't know, place where you play pachinko machines, wherever that is. Mm-hmm. You have Sony branded stuff. It keeps that Sony in the zeitgeist.
Oh, the vertical integration would be nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if Sony knows how to run a hotel or an exercise, or like an exercise area, gym. Not to say they couldn't do it, but Sony is tech, right, through and through. Sony doesn't make cars. Sony doesn't make. Sony didn't know. Tech-based.
Sony didn't know how to make video games, but they hired the right people when they got into the video game.
I'm aware. I'm not trying to diss Sony, but it's difficult to now integrate other
you act like
into your.
I think that's false, because you act like they're going to fire everybody. They're going to keep people.
No, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying
you businesses.
You now have added responsibility for your company. Is all I'm saying. It's not as easy a buy as we're a video game company. We're going to buy this video game company. And that's still tough to integrate everybody into the fold. And what is your business strategy for that? I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was head of Sony, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know.
It's easy. You would rely on the people who are already doing it and hire
this guy over here. It's simple. It's simple. It is.
Plug and play. Actually is.
It's just plug and play.
You don't need. It's not like you're going to go in and clean house and fire everybody. You're going to.
No, I'm not saying that, but I mean, you got to make it work, right? You got to take the vision and say, okay, how are we going to increase profits in business?
All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're just going to hire Kojima to run Konami from
imagine.
That's what we're gonna do. Kojima's gonna.
Well, that's actually interesting. What if Sony bought Kojima Productions or whatever it is? Yeah,
they would do a twofold.
His new company.
They would buy Kojima Productions, right? And because Kojima wants to get into film, Sony is they have a film company,
and
buy Katami at the same time.
Yeah, he's essentially. I mean, he's essentially Sony, part of Sony, right? Death Stranding's not coming to Xbox or Switch anytime in the near future. I don't think. Maybe ever.
I don't think Death Stranding can come to the Switch.
You could stream it.
Okay, it would have to be streamed.
So I looked up some details on Konami. They are worth $5 billion as of 2022. So that's attainable, considering they just bought Bungie for 3 point whatever.
$6 billion.
Yeah.
And Sony's worth like 50-60 billion, so they have the money. They could do it.
So I think Sony buys Kojima Productions.
Wow.
That makes sense.
Wow.
I mean, it's not, that kind of just makes sense.
I want Nintendo to buy Sega, but then that means Yakuza games will only come to Nintendo platforms.
Nintendo to buy Sega? Well, that's not necessarily true,
I don't think Nintendo will go multi-platform. I'm sorry, I don't think Nintendo will keep Sega independent. I'll be honest.
They definitely don't have a precedent for that, for sure.
They don't. Okay, so I want them to.
And
buy
they don't
Sega,
they don't really buy companies, are they?
They don't. But I want them. I want them to buy Sega, but I think a realistic pickup would be Platinum Games.
Oh, I mean, Platinum Games is essentially working for Nintendo. I mean, Nintendo owns the IP to Astral Chain. People don't realize
Bayonetta.
that. And also Bayonetta is exclusive to the system. So, yeah. I mean, I think that's a gimme. Sega's good. I would say Capcom is probably in the mix too.
I know Capcom had some issues years ago, but I don't think Capcom.
They're definitely doing a lot better now. Yeah,
they're doing a lot better, and I don't think they want to get bought, especially by like a Microsoft, like someone that's not a Japanese company, right? I think that's Sony, if anything.
That's why Nintendo or Sony would bring them into the fold. And we would get new Mega Man games, which is what everybody wants.
We would. But I would want. I mean, listen, I think as far as a fit, I think Ubisoft would fit better with Sony than Microsoft. I think Ubisoft has those single player experiences that Sony wants, and then that Sony already does better than anybody else, right?
Sure.
And they have those live services that they could bolster and make better, right? Mm-hmm. Especially with Bungie, right? With the Assassin's Creed, and I don't think we would get an Assassin's Creed every year.
We haven't. We haven't. They've actually backed away from that. Yeah, because they were getting really stale, and it was essentially Unity, because Unity was so terrible and everybody hated it, and it had so many bugs. They're like, we're gonna do like a 2-year release, and I was like, good. So
this is the start of the industry consolidation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I know people are saying this is a bad thing, but. Listen, if it's happening and I can't stop it, I'm gonna look on the bright side. I think we'll get other companies that will step up, right? Third-party companies that will step up and now be those mid-tier companies and be better. I mean, look at the publishers, the Devolver Digital. They're doing a lot of good stuff, right? You got
sure.
You got Yacht Club Games.
Yacht Club Games is great. Yeah,
they're growing. They just put out a new game. They just announced a brand new retro style game. I can't think of it off the top of my head now. Mina, right?
Yeah,
Zelda, top-down Zelda style game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be the growth of other companies as these mid-tier third parties get bought up by the major guys.
That would be cool until they get bought out. I mean,
listen, it's a cycle that happens. It's just a cycle that happens.
I mean, you're eventually going to get to a point where somebody's going to say, wow, you've got a lot of cool stuff. We want it. And then there you go.
So, do you know who I want? You know who I want Microsoft to buy? So I talked about Nintendo.
Everybody? Is it everybody? Because that would be awesome.
I want them to buy Atari. That's what I want them to do. I want them to buy Atari. They already own the best Atari games because Activision Blizzard put them out.
That's right.
Well, Activision. All right. So they already own those IPs.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to just buy Atari and let's put this VCS to bed. Okay, put all this
So-
garbage to bed. Consolidate the hardware and the name and all the other IPs into one, and they could do like put that on Games Pass for the old school gamers, right? So now you got your grandpa.
The value of Centipede in 4K now on Games Pass. Think about the tens of people who would sign up to play that.
All the Atari people who love Atari and play all their Atari games on Games Pass. And
Yeah, they're all dead now, Dan.
Yo, first of all, they're your brother's age. Is it your brother is the one that had the Atari, right, in the house?
He did.
Okay, so
yeah, that's right.
they're your brother's age. So they have disposable income. Hopefully
They have families and kids and no time to play video games.
And now they can have Games Pass to play with the kids. The kids can play the Halos and they can play the Centipede.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Microsoft has something for everybody.
I mean,
Games Pass.
You could buy. Well, no, I don't know how easy it is. It's definitely not easy to buy Atari because it's like 3 different divisions now.
It's 2 companies.
Or two
different
companies.
You can buy both companies. One company owns the rights to the name and the hardware, right? And the other company owns the name and the games, or just
well,
IP.
you don't need the hardware. You just need the games.
No, buy it all. Screw it, buy it all.
There's
Microsoft,
there's no value to buying the. You're gonna get the VCS intellectual property and all of their research and development.
This is what you do. You kill all of that, right? You shut down all of the VCS, and then you put out Xbox Series X Atari themed special edition. People eat it a lot. People
oh my
love
god!
It. I'll buy it.
A wood grained Xbox. Basically a wood grain fridge is what we could get.
That's what I want.
You get a wood grain fridge.
That's what I want.
Oh my god.
That's what I want.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well,
I mean, I would say the perfect fit. Microsoft buys Ubisoft because they're basically just like Bethesda. They got a ton of games that are single player experiences.
Well, Microsoft just spent half of its value.
I know.
On buying Activision Blizzard. So I think their next purchase is be significantly smaller.
You would think, yeah.
And
you would think
because if Activision Blizzard, is if they're willing to pay almost $70 billion, just imagine what Ubisoft is worth, right? Maybe not the same, but close to it, right? Maybe a little bit less, but that's still a lot of money.
I think it'd be on the level of the Bethesda purchase. It would be about.
I think a little bit more than the Bethesda. I think in between Bethesda and Activision. Maybe in the $20-25 billion range.
I could see that. Yeah.
Just because they have a lot of different live service games and stuff, and they have mobile games too, right? That make them a lot of money. So
that's true. Yeah.
They do make they make billions. So it's gonna take at least minimum 20-something billion to buy them at minimum.
Yeah,
So,
I could see that.
So yeah, all right. But you know who else is could be in the running to buy stuff? Google.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, there was rumors. Well, there was talk that Google. The reason why Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard because Google and Apple were in the talks to actually see what they could do and buy them too, right? And they definitely didn't want Apple to get into the gaming space.
Right.
So that's why they scooped it up. But Google may be in the running to do something, or maybe not. I don't know. They have Stadia, and now Stadia is practically dead. We talked about it early in the show.
Oh my god, yeah.
What's coming out to Stadia? These games are easy to come out to Stadia. Like games like Sifu, if it's coming to PC, why can't it come to Stadia? Right? Like that's an easy thing, right? They're not getting new game, and that's the problem. It reports that Google to salvage Stadia by changing the name to Google Stream, and they may be wanting to sell off the technology.
Right. So I'm wondering what the name change. It's got to be more than just a name change, right? I mean, if you're saying they want to sell off the technology, then what's going to be left?
Well, if they sell off the technology, then that means they're getting out of. They already shut down the studio, right?
Well,
So
right. I mean, like
first-party games coming.
Then what is like Google Stream going to be, right?
Well, I think it's more
weird.
of getting away from the name Stadia, which I don't think is a bad name by any chance, by any means.
It's fine.
I think that's a fine name. I think it's a pretty good name. But since it's they're not pouring any money into Stadia anymore. I think that's pretty much what it is, and they want to change the name just for the technology. To get away from the stigma of Stadia, right, and then keep with the technology. This is Google Stream. This is the technology of Stadia. To rebrand that, I told you from the start, they should have just got together with all the platform holders and said, "Listen, you can have all your games streamed on PC through our technology, right? For a price."
Yeah.
So people,
Yeah.
I can be playing, on my PlayStation or my Xbox at home, and when I go to work and on my lunch break, I could just go in the browser and
Yep.
pick off where I left off.
Yeah.
And that's what it should be, right?
They
That's
should
what it should be.
have. They should have partnered with Sony, because I don't think Nintendo's like, fuck it, we have a portable system already. You can play it anywhere, and it's it's pretty comparable. You can play some good games on there. Microsoft has their own competing service, so they're going to be out. Sony's the one that I thought could have done really well with it, and we could have got good versions of God of War and good versions of Death Stranding and good versions of the Samurai Ghost of Tsushima.
So this is interesting. I didn't know that Google made a deal with Peloton to support games on the bike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, as things open up, Peloton stock is going down because people aren't really buying Pelotons because they don't have people itching to get the hell out of their house.
Well, the CEO stepped down. So that's the thing, and they also had a scandal where somebody died using their exercise bike. So they are not in a good way.
But Google has elected to focus more in its efforts in securing white label deals to leverage its underlying technology, which is why they rebranded to Google Dream.
Yeah. They are. I mean,
Stadia is essentially dead.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason they're still in it is because they have the money to do so. But yeah, they've been severely underfunding it for the last year or so. And yeah. So R.I.P. Stadia, right? We'll have to do a funeral pyre. We'll put it on a little raft and set it afire with a flaming arrow.
Let's shift focus to the Nintendo Direct that just happened.
Ooh, the other big news.
If you're a big RPG fan,
mm-hmm.
this was the Direct for you. Okay?
Yep.
This you were a very happy camper. I thought this Direct was okay. Just okay, because I'm not a big RPG fan. But you know what? This Direct wasn't for me. We're not going to go through every single announcement. We're going to go through some of the highlights. Okay? A big surprise, and I'm surprised you're really into this, because I was like, really? Mario Kart Deluxe is getting 48 new tracks with 8 DLC supported through 2023.
Yeah,
so
man.
If you have a Nintendo Online expansion pack, it's free. So for me, it's free. If not, they're of course $24 a piece. So
that is insane. Now to clarify, these are not new tracks. They are old tracks that are ported from previous games. And I think the word is a lot of them are the games that are the tracks that were in the Mario Kart Tour, the mobile game. So they're basically porting those over and then kind of polishing them up a little bit, and then boom, you get new tracks.
I'm glad you brought that up, okay? Because you will get Mario Kart Tour tracks as well. But I'm glad you brought that up, because everybody keeps saying, I keep hearing Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart 9. It will be Mario Kart 10. They are counting Mario Kart Tour as Mario Kart 9. I'm telling you, that's
they're
skipping 9. They're skipping 9.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
They put up on the screen when they showed you're gonna get tracks from all these games, and they put Mario Kart Tour on there. So they had 8 games on that screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, there is no Mario Kart 9.
Whatever the next Mario Kart is, ain't coming out anytime soon. This is it. This is their thing. So they don't.
This is it.
They don't have any, and I know this has always been a thing with Nintendo, especially with the F-Zero series. They don't know what to do with it, which I think now is bullshit, but they don't know how to innovate it. And if they put out a new game, they just don't want to put out a new game with better graphics. They want to put a new idea out there. So what this says to me is that, you know, the Nintendo devs didn't have a brand new idea for the new Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever you want to call it. So they're like, we can just put out more tracks because it's still selling. The game still sells like hotcakes. Let's go put out, you know,
it tells me
content.
it tells me the exact opposite. The exact opposite. They already know what the next Mario Kart's going to be. And
well, why do this then? Why not just...
I'm about to tell you, development for that is going to take a long time, and they probably internally said, let's just keep it and make it a launch game for the next console, right? Because it's going to be another 3, maybe
you
3,
think
4
you think
years.
they're working on it internally as we speak?
Oh yeah, we heard nothing but reports that they're working on the next Mario Kart game.
And you don't think this is the rumor come to life?
No,
because this is Mario Kart based.
No, this is not. First of all, IGN also reiterated that they still heard that the next iteration of Mario Kart, after this direct, the next iteration of Mario Kart is still in active development, which I believe. And
I mean, it may be. It may be.
And the rumor is that it's going to be a collaboration with somebody else, like Sega, right? So it'd be like Mario Kart X. So
that's the only way they can do it, I think, because I don't think they have enough development talent to do both at the same time. Because this still like is work. You got to get these new tracks.
This is not that
to
much
work on the
where
SNES.
You need a full team to make the game. You have a small team that can make these.
Dan, the developer over here, he's like, nah, it's easy. No, Sony can just integrate hotels into their business. Nah, you can just put the tracks on the Switch. You just drag and drop. It's easy. It's easy.
No. You gotta drag, relabel, then drop. There you go.
I see. There it is. There you go. Well, I think we can both agree.
Armchair developer right here, baby.
Yeah, right. I think we can both agree this is a super smart move for Nintendo because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is still on the sales charts. What, 4 years after it got dropped? That's insane.
5 years.
That's insane. That's right. It actually is almost 5 years because it came out in April, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was just Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U with all of the DLC and like an extra character or two. So they just repackaged it and said, "Here, you're gonna buy this game again. We know it."
So, all right. They also showed Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, right? Featuring characters from the Fire Emblem 3 houses.
Yep.
So this is a Muso style Fire Emblem game. This is probably the only Fire Emblem game I will get into because I kind of like those Muso style games. So
it's good.
I'm looking forward to this. I was pretty hyped, but I was happy for this. I was hyped for this. We're getting a new Mario Strikers Battle League, right? It brings 5v5 soccer action to the Switch.
This is awesome. Yeah, very, very excited for this. I think people were pretty hyped. Nobody knew this was coming. I don't think anybody was predicting this. So there you go. Nintendo out of left field. All right.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I know something that made you very happy. We're getting a Chrono Cross remaster announced for the Switch.
The rumor is true. There it is. Now, it's not a full-on remake, which I'm a little upset about. It is a remaster of the PS1 classic. Very, 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 very hype. I will be buying this day one. We'll be playing this all the way through again with its 50-plus characters or 40-plus characters. It's a lot of characters in this game. I love it. So, yeah.
Now we're getting a port. Well, not really a port, but the game that we should have got for launch 5 years ago. I thought we would have got this. Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yep.
Right? So it's a new take on Wii Sports. So it's not a direct port, but I'm digging this. I'm gonna get this. I want to get this. It's not a full price game. It's only $40, $39.99. Yep. I definitely would get this and have my mom play because she played the Wii.
Yeah, right? With the tennis and the bowling and all that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see all that stuff come back with, like, brand new visuals. And like a bunch of new stuff, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We had the
That'd be cool.
remakes of Front Mission and Front Mission 2 were announced.
Oh, first time localized in English, I believe. They were Japanese exclusives on the Super Nintendo. They were great. Very good games, tactical strategy games with giant mechs. Part 3 came out on the PS1, which I own.
I was about to say, didn't it come out? Yeah, I know. I had Front Mission.
Front Mission 3 did. 4 came out on the PS2, and I don't know if they made a 5. But great to see this come back. Hopefully they'll make more Front Mission games out of this because they're kind of revitalizing the franchise a little bit. So, yeah.
Then we got Metroid Dread free upgrade, and it adds a Dread mode and a Rookie mode. So this I got to talk about because this is awesome. FromSoft, if you're listening, this is how it's done. You can put out a game that's really hard, and then later on you can make it harder or you can make it easier so people who love more of a challenge and people who don't want a challenge, who don't have time for a challenge, I should say, can get into it. Okay?
I support this.
This is how it's done.
I support this. You get both ends of the spectrum, right? You can play it how you want to play, and you still get the same gameplay experience at the end of the day, right? You still get to go through and play the game, and even on Rookie mode, you can have a satisfying experience with it, which I think is important.
So basically, what they're doing is Dread mode is one hit kill, right?
Yep.
So you get hit once, you're dead. And Rookie mode, they basically, you get in, you really get a long life. I think it's an extra boost, right? And a long life bar or something along those lines. So I'm all for it, and this would make me play Metroid Dread again.
Yeah, man. Maybe you can beat it now. Maybe I
can beat it.
Which speaking of which, I still got to beat that game. I'm on the damn last boss. I just got to do it.
Still.
I haven't picked it up in like 2 months, so it's not like I've been playing it.
Got it. Okay. A game that I'm definitely going to pick up and play and beat will be Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, right? We got a little bit more of the gameplay, and it's awesome. It's just like Mario Odyssey, right?
Yes.
Like,
this
like
got me this got me a little more hype. I'll be honest. This got me a little more hype. I was like, okay.
So Kirby can swallow or try to swallow a car and essentially be the hat on top of the car because he's trying to swallow it, right? And that's how you get around the world. You can swallow or be the hat of a comb where you can break stuff with it, which kind of out of this world. You can swallow water.
Yeah,
water.
Yeah. You're like the what was it? The flood in Mario Sunshine. Right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
The little water pack. Yeah. I mean, it looks cool. Like now, I've actually seen. Okay, this is what the game is about. This is kind of how the world looks. So I'm kind of sold. I'm kind of sold on it.
I'm getting it day one. I'm going to the Nintendo store see if they have any extra trinkets or amiibo or something like that.
Right. Oh, there's definitely going to be amiibo. There's going to be amiibo of all the damn things you can turn into, Dan. It's going to be insane.
Then we got Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings being added to Nintendo Switch Online. I did start Earthbound. I didn't play. I didn't even know about Earthbound Beginnings, to be honest. I guess it was just a Famicom game.
Right. That was Mother, and then Mother 2 is what we got here as Earthbound for the Super Nintendo.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I did start Earthbound on my Nintendo Online, but I didn't play much of it.
Okay.
So that's why I didn't talk about games I've been playing. Hopefully next week I could do something with it.
Spicy take here. Do not care. Not a fan of Earthbound.
Wow.
I understand people love it. I understand they did do some. They did try and do some interesting things in there. The game is way too. Kitschy, way too cute for its own good. Sorry.
So Dave's a hater. He's not a true RPG fan.
Listen, people enjoy it. People love it. Go ahead. It's not that great of a game.
What's the other game? What's the other RPG game that you hate? You hate so much
Fable is flawed.
No, not Fable, because we're not gonna get into Fable. You're wrong. We're not gonna get into Fable. What's the other game where the turn-based RPG where you don't fight anybody, if you don't kill anybody in the whole game?
Oh, Undertale.
Yeah, Undertale.
Oh, that game can die in a hole.
It's
also flawed. No. It is also flawed because you don't know the rules of the game, and they basically set it up for you to fail every time because they think, oh, you know how in every RPG you can kill people? Is what if we made a game where you not supposed to kill people? And immediately, as soon as you go into the game, they teach you the battle mechanics, but they don't teach you the negative effects of killing an enemy. And then you immediately get locked out of like so many different endings to the game. It's just, ugh. Plus, it's also too cute for its own good. I'm sorry. Which, funny enough, Undertale takes much inspiration from Earthbound because it was basically an Earthbound hack which turned into its own game. Yeah, that game can die in a hole too. I'm sorry, Toby Fox. Wow. I'm sorry.
Wow.
You make the soundtrack is banger, but that's about it. All right.
He's a hater.
That's about it. That's about it.
I like.
I speak the truth, Dan. I speak the truth.
I like Undertale. I thought it was cute.
I mean, it sold well.
Portal 1, I have the special edition for the Vita.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how much that's worth now. I have Portal 1 and 2 coming out. Will be released on the Switch later this year. The first time Portal has been released on a Nintendo platform.
Now, you want to talk about classics? You know, Portal 1, possibly one of the best games of all time. It's up there.
It's up there. IGN's top 10 list, right? So.
That's right. Portal 2 also great. You get a great monologue from the great J.K. Simmons, right?
Okay.
Who played J. Jonah Jameson? He makes a great monologue about lemons. Oh my god.
So then we got Major MLB The Show 22 gameplay footage revealed, and that's coming to the Switch. And it's so weird. It's so weird to see a PlayStation logo on a Switch cart or a Switch cart. Box.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
What are we coming to? You see a PlayStation logo on a Switch box, on a Microsoft box, and then you see, and then we're going to see a Microsoft logo on a PlayStation box, on a Switch box, but we're not going to see a Nintendo logo on an Xbox, the Sony box.
This is where the world is going, Dan. This is where the world is going. We're getting away from hardware, and we're getting more into the actual software, the service.
That just makes people like us more important because we preserve.
That's right. That's right. I see your 4,000 plus games back there. Mm-hmm. You're doing the good work.
Yeah, well, I'm 150 away from.
Oh my god.
Then we got No Man's Sky is coming to the Switch this summer, and you know what? It's about time. I mean, when it came out on the Xbox, I was like, well, why this could come out on the Switch?
Yep.
Easily. Right?
Yep.
I'm glad to see that. Maybe I'll pick it up again on the Switch. Oh, by the way, rewind. MLB The Show 22 didn't have a download label on the box. At least I didn't see it.
Oh, all right. All right.
Will we have to download, or will the game be on there? If the game's on there, I'll buy it. I'll buy it just because I just want to have something with a Sony logo on the Switch box. Sure. So,
but you don't want an empty shell with just a piece of plastic inside. You want the actual game. Yeah.
I want the actual game, but I want the game to be on a card. I don't want it to be like download, just assets. So there was no download. I didn't see a download strip or the fine print that says download. So we'll see.
Okay.
Klonoa and Klonoa 2 are coming to the Switch in July. That was a surprise.
Very, very expensive games to get the physical versions of.
So I have Klonoa for the Game Boy Advance. I have Klonoa 2 for the PS2, and I have Klonoa for the Wii. I don't have the original Klonoa for the PlayStation. But give me.
I had opportunities.
Give me
opportunities.
Give me
until Christmas. Yeah, I had opportunities back in the day to buy it for like $30, $40 or whatever it is. And I, at the time, way back when we were like still like in the present, when PS1, PS2 were like the thing, that's like a lot of money for this old kind of game. I was like, why would I spend that much money? And then the price just up and up and up and up. And now it's just, crazy.
So, yeah, you missed out. I should have it hopefully by the end of this year.
All right.
And lastly, the mic drop moment, we got to see Xenoblade Chronicles 3 coming in September of this year. Wow. So
there you go.
That was it. That was a direct.
You are 100% right. That is an RPG fan's paradise. I mean,
yeah, and I still left out a bunch of RPGs that they announced.
Oh, I mean, we got some more gameplay of what was it? Advanced Wars, which is
Advanced Wars
coming back.
Yeah.
Right.
Project Triangle Strategy or something.
Project Triangle Strategy. Yeah, I think it's just called Triangle Strategy now. They ended up dropping the project.
They dropped the project. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that we didn't cover, but it's
so
an RPG Paradise Direct.
That's right.
So.
That's right. And I have to say right here and now, this is the best Nintendo Direct ever. Hands down.
No.
Sorry.
Okay,
hands down.
No.
Hands down.
No. Hands up. Hands up. Hands up.
There's tell me what's kind of in this whole situation. You were hyped for MLB The Show 22, and that was probably the worst announcement they had, or the least exciting announcement they had on there.
Front Mission 1 and 2, Chrono
okay,
Cross
no.
Remaster,
You're not about those, but
yeah, I'm not about
those are hype. Those are hype. People were very excited for that.
Well, right? No. You asked me. Why am I not hyped for it? And I'm telling you.
No. I wasn't trying to pose it as that. I was just saying, tell me what's not a hype announcement in general. And you can't. Even MLB The Show is a hype announcement. It's crazy. Everything. It was all killer, no filler. I'm sorry. There may have been other announcements from Nintendo that singularly were better. Right? Like, Odyssey or whatever. But in totality, right? This the best Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
I'm glad you apologized for making such a blasphemous statement.
Oh boy.
This is not the best at all.
Okay.
Nowhere near it.
Okay.
Nowhere near it at all. I disagree.
Okay.
But you know what was a great announcement?
Mm-hmm.
The Wolf Among Us 2 reveal trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Which got overshadowed by Nintendo Direct.
I know.
No one's talking about it.
Sadly.
But I thought this was awesome. Now it's coming in 2023, right? The new TT games, as I say it, not to be confused with the real TT games. I thought it was awesome, right? Like it's all about different fantasy lands, and we're gonna get the Wizard of Oz, or at least in the trailer we got sort of the Wizard of Oz with Tin Man and a Scarecrow, right? And I think that was Dorothy, sort of a darker Dorothy, right? That the main protagonist, forgot his name, but he turns into a wolf when he gets pissed off, like
Bigsby Wolf.
Big Wolf, right? He turns just like the Hulk. Right, Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk. He gets pissed off and turns into the Wolf. So I thought that was awesome. I'm hyped for it. I'm ready. I'm down for it. My only issue was when they showed that the platforms that it was coming to, it didn't say the Switch. And come on, the Switch can play this. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, really? I mean it's a choose your own adventure game where you walk around with stylized visuals. The Nintendo Switch can handle this.
The Nintendo Switch can handle it.
But that's awesome. I know you're huge on these games, and The Wolf Among Us, I think, is top tier, right? Out of all the Telltale style games, right? It is. That's in top 3, I think, maybe.
I'm gonna have to play it again because I missed the platinum.
Okay.
On my PS4.
Okay. Oh, you got to get
probably
it.
I missed one thing or one or two things. Yeah. So, all right. You talked about let's say rest in peace. Let's say rest in peace to Sega's arcade business, because after 50 years, they're leaving the arcade business. Now, when I heard this announcement, the first thing I thought of was, what arcade? Where are they putting these arcade machines? And I forget, in Japan, arcade is still popular.
Yep.
Sega started making its own arcade machines with Periscope back in 1965.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So they're leaving the business. I mean, I guess the business really took a hit, during COVID. People couldn't come out.
Yeah,
go to
I think
arcades.
that was part of it. Yeah, it was part of it.
I'm sure the business was on the decline anyway, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So I went to one of these vertical amusement centers, right? And it is literally floor after floor of different types of video games and things, all the way to the top floor, which was like a weird photo booth floor for girls only. It was weird. I wasn't supposed to be up there apparently, but downstairs, I mean, I was there in 2015, and they had the arcade version of the Pokemon fighting game, right? A Pokemon tournament or Pokken tournament, which I don't think people realize came out in the arcade before it came to the Wii U, right? There was rows and rows of Tekken 7 before it came to console. and it was all connected to the internet, so you could play people in different arcades. They had a weird like light gun game with like 2 guns that you could like attach in different ways, and it would turn into different guns. So you could like, you know, put them like this, and now you got a scope, or you put them like this, and then you got a rifle. Like, it was insane. Games I've never heard of before that were amazing, and they were all over there. The place was packed, right? They had the crane games on the first floor, the video games on the middle floors, and then the photo booths on the top floor. And it was branded Sega, right? It was all Sega all the way up, and they just had tons and tons of video games there. It was, and
crazy. That's what I'm saying about Sony and Konami, right? You can go into the hotel, you can go to the gym, and it'll be Sony here, Sony there, Sony. You can have Uncharted pachinko machines, and people will go crazy for it.
That's the future,
you, Sony.
That's the future.
Buy Konami. Buy Konami.
It'd be Uncharted : Drake's Pachinko Adventure.
There you go. You're gonna have Killzone treadmills.
The lost Pachinko. Oh my god.
Killzone treadmills.
So that's funny.
So, but you know what? I think arcades are good in a theme park. I think like you can have the arcade in like Disney World, Disneyland, or like Universal, right? For the kids, you know, because it's not just the rides. You can have the experience of having the kids there, and they can play arcades when they want to take a break from the rides. So, you know, I guess I just don't see how like an arcade, you know, can just be successful by itself. Not piggyback off of like being in a resort with you know, a theme park. So.
Right, it's tough. Like even here in America, like our arcades are tied to food and drink, right? You go to the Dave and Buster's is the most popular one, and you can get a burger, you can get a beer, and you can play overpriced video games.
And look, and you go to Barcade, which is a bar.
right, where you're drinking, you know, $7 to $8 beers, right, and then, you know, playing old school video games.
Hopefully, we can get back to that this summer.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
I miss arcade.
And all right, the last story on the list. Days Gone Direct had an idea for an Uncharted prequel, a potential Uncharted game centered around a young Sully in the 70s. Now, I love this idea. I think honestly, this could be the next Uncharted game. I think people will eat it up.
I would be about it. I would be about it.
Same gameplay with Nathan Drake, just with Sully, right? And you know, and you can end the game. The game will end with Sully meeting a young Nathan Drake, and people will go crazy.
Yeah.
People will go crazy,
right? Because that's the only real like backstory, or you know, what is it? You know, kind of playable aspect of like Sully's past was in part 3, right? For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, we didn't play as Sully, but yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, you got to see some of his backstory, right? Yeah. This would kind of be fantastic. I feel like Naughty Dog would be on board because it's kind of a fresh take.
Naughty Dog is in active development with 3 major IPs, 3 games.
Uncharted is a major IP for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, The Last of Us Part 3, 100%, and maybe an Uncharted game. I would like a prequel.
Yeah,
I think that would be good.
They used to have a rule where they're like, we only do 3s. You know, we'll do a trilogy and that's it. But we know that's not true because they made Uncharted 4. They've broken that. They've made other games in the series. So, and I would definitely love to see it come back for sure. It's been a while.
So, I think that's an awesome idea. If you're not going to make Days Gone 2, then I can see Uncharted.
Right.
Dave, we're back. It was a long show. It's a good show. I enjoyed it. I love being back. I missed it. What are you gonna do? Got any weekend plans?
I do.
Super Bowl, baby.
Super Bowl's coming up this Sunday. That's right. That's right. I got a couple.
Who you got?
Rams? I don't know. Rams, maybe? Question mark. I don't. It's hard to tell.
I got the Rams. Rams, but I was hoping maybe because last year the home team for the Super Bowl won, right? Technically, the Rams aren't the home team. They are the home team because. Well, wait a
minute. They're playing in their home stadium, though, right? They're playing in SoFi Stadium.
They are playing. It is a home team.
Yeah, in the home stadium.
the Bengals had the better record, so they would, technically are listed, as the home team, right?
Oh, the Bengals. Well, I mean, technically, sure, but I mean,
yes,
no,
yes,
it's gonna be overloaded with Rams fans, I think.
Oh yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of blue and gold over there.
I was hoping we would have in history, right? Because before last year, no home team in history made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
I mean, last year and won.
Right.
I was hoping they would make it to the Super Bowl and lose to Patrick Mahomes, but
I thought KC was gonna take it, but
I'm not a Bengals fan for the weirdest reason. Okay. What the hell is a Bengal? Just call it the Cincinnati Tigers. They're a tiger. Just say the Cincinnati Tigers.
You know what a Bengal is. You just said it.
Fuck the Bengal. Well, I know because I Googled it like 20 years ago, 10 years, 15 or however long ago. I was like,
isn't there like a version of Mac OS called like Bengal? They've had every other type of tiger and panther.
No Bengals.
No
leopard.
Mac OS
Cincinnati
Bengal.
Leopards. They should have been the Cincinnati Leopards.
Cincinnati
Just
Leopards.
say Tigers. Just say Tiger Bengal.
They have tiger stripes on there. They have orange and black stripes.
Whatever.
Like a Bengal tiger.
As a kid, I was like, "Are there a bagel? The Cincinnati Bagels?"
Oh my God, this guy.
When I was a kid, I thought they were the Bagels.
That's funny. Yeah, man. We'll see. I haven't watched any Super Bowl commercials, so I'm going in fresh. Because that's really like if the game sucks, you can usually count on the commercials to be good. So I don't know.
So, did you watch the Marvel Studios Moon Knight trailer and then the Jurassic World Dominion trailer? What do you think?
Moon Knight looks crazy. Moon Knight looks pretty crazy.
Was Marvel's answer to Batman.
Right. I didn't know. Also, I think one of the dudes died who was in that movie.
What?
Well, that's irrelevant to the situation, but I think one of the dudes died.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. But Jurassic World
Moon Knight Daxter died. He died in a ski accident.
Okay.
I think the villain, Gaspard Ulliel. I'm probably butchering his name. He's Anton Mogart in the upcoming miniseries. So,
wow.
I don't know. Yeah, crazy. Died of a ski accident. So, that's crazy.
I'm looking forward to Jurassic World. Right, it's bringing everybody together, and they said it's weird. They said this is the end of the new trilogy, but not the end of the story. So they're going to make another movie 5 years from now, right?
Oh, sure. I mean, it's a fantastic concept.
What if dinosaurs got loose, right? And it would be a disaster to our ecosystem.
Yep.
Because especially like in the ocean, like we don't have big, huge prey for like a huge oceanic dinosaur to live off of. Right.
We don't have giant megalodon. What if we did?
Yeah, the megalodon, right, ate whales, right? Like we don't have, and they're already an endangered species from us.
That's right.
Right? So they would go extinct quick.
Yeah. I mean, they terrorize a lot of stuff before then, but yeah. They wouldn't last very long.
I just love that Jeff Goldblum is back.
Oh,
again, because he
national treasure.
He made a cameo in the second Jurassic World, so he's full-fledged in this game with the cast of the first movie.
Yeah, love it.
So I love it. I can't wait to see that. But I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just watch the Super Bowl, and play. Maybe go to the GameStop and pick up. I really do want to play Pokemon, the new Pokemon game. I'm not gonna lie.
Arceus?
Been wanting to play Arceus. It's sold out everywhere.
Yeah. People were pretty hype on it, and not a lot of drama. There was drama with Sword and Shield. Everyone was mad about the Pokedex, and they didn't have all the Pokemon in there, and it was just bad news bears.
But I'm looking forward to next week because get to buy Horizon Forbidden West, right? And King of Fighters. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right. Good deal. Well, that is episode 303 in the books, folks. And we want to thank you guys for listening to the show and liking, commenting, and doing all the good stuff that you guys do. And if you want to interact with us, and we know that you do, You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Rated G for Gamers. And also, we are part of the Gaming Podcast Alliance. You can check out all the fine podcasts featured on there at gamingpodcastalliance.com if you're looking for more gaming goodness. So, please listen, like, rate, review, and subscribe. And as always,
keep gaming.